Ever wondered who's behind that sleek MoneyLion app on your phone? You know, the one promising cashback, loans, and all those fancy financial perks? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the ownership of this fintech giant. Now, you might be thinking, MoneyLion? Isn't it just some cool app? And you'd be partly right. But there's a whole story behind it, a story of mergers, acquisitions, and a whole lot of ambition. So, let's peel back the layers and uncover the truth about who exactly calls the shots at MoneyLion. First things first, MoneyLion itself is a fintech company. They're all about making personal finance more accessible, more user-friendly. Think of them as a one-stop shop for everything from budgeting and investing to borrowing money and even building credit. But who's the brainchild behind this innovative platform? Here's where things get interesting. MoneyLion, as we know it today, is actually a result of a merger. Back in 2021, a company called Fintech Acquisition Corp V, a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, merged with MoneyLion. Now, SPACs are basically shell companies that go public with the sole purpose of acquiring another company. In this case, Fintech Acquisition Corp V merged with MoneyLion, effectively taking MoneyLion public. So, what does this mean? Well, it means that public investors now own a significant portion of MoneyLion. You, me, anyone who invests in the stock market, we could potentially own a piece of this fintech giant. But it's not just public investors. There are also private investors and, of course, the original founders and executives who still hold a stake in the company. Now, you might be wondering, does this change anything for me as a MoneyLion user? Well, not necessarily in the day-to-day. MoneyLion will still continue to offer its services, and you can still use the app as you normally would. However, it's important to understand the impact of this ownership structure. For example, public companies are subject to greater scrutiny and regulation. This means that MoneyLion will need to adhere to stricter financial reporting standards and be more transparent with its investors. This increased transparency can ultimately benefit users by ensuring that the company is operating ethically and responsibly. On the other hand, public companies are also driven by the need to generate profits for their shareholders. This could potentially influence the company's decision-making, such as prioritizing profit over user experience or introducing new features that may not necessarily benefit all users. I know what you're thinking. Does this mean MoneyLion will become all about making money and not about helping me? Well, it's a valid concern. But it's important to remember that MoneyLion's success ultimately depends on its ability to attract and retain users. If they prioritize profits over user satisfaction, they risk losing customers and ultimately hurting their own bottom line. Moreover, fintech companies like MoneyLion are constantly evolving. They're constantly looking for ways to improve their services, introduce new features, and better serve their customers. This constant innovation is driven by competition, user feedback, and the need to stay ahead of the curve. And this is true regardless of who owns the company. So, there you have it. The ownership of MoneyLion is a complex web of public and private investors. While this ownership structure may have implications for the company's decision-making, it's important to remember that MoneyLion's ultimate goal should be to provide valuable financial services to its users. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.